Welcome to Nigel's Wicked Workouts. It is Thursday, the 14th of January, 2021. The world's looking brighter every day. So prepare yourselves. Lie yourself down on your back. We're going to start off with a beautiful 20-minute core workout before we slip into something a little bit more bendy. Lie down flat, arms above your head. And stretch, stretch, stretch. Lift your rib cage, open up your abdominal wall. Wonderful. Just a preemptive little stretch off to the side. Just stretch out the hip, change sides, ease it across, little stretch across. Wonderful, bring it back, warm up the lower back, knees up, hands over the knees, give that some lovely circles. Beautiful. Nice big circles. Circle, circle. Change direction. Circle, circle, circle. Good. Keep yourself nice and flat. Find that lumbar curvature just into the mat. Legs go down, legs go up rather, hands go down. So we're going to alternate the legs as we push them out. So we push out and back at this steady, lovely speed. Pull the belly button in. One more. And down. Well done. Okay, take one leg down, one foot up. Brace the abdominals. This is half core and half glutes. Now, hands go down flat. This foot, heel goes down, and we drive that leg up, bracing the abdominals, and then control it down. And again, stay engaged and braced. And then control. Again. One more, please. And down. Change. Brace the abdominals. Keep the hips absolutely square. Take it up. And then control. 2, 3, 4. And again. Take it up. Then down. 2, 3, 4. And again. Push. Down. 2, 3, 4. Go. And down. Whew. Flip yourself over. We're going to go into a beautiful, regular, normal plank. 2 flavors. We can go toes, just here, or we can go knees. Your call. So we're just bracing and bracing, holding and bracing, nice and tight. Good. Stay with it. Now breathe behind the brace. Stay solid, stay solid. Squeeze the quads, squeeze the glutes. Zip everything up nice and tight. Come on, people. Fight for it. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Whew. Lower. Turn yourself back. So the emphasis here is on your lower abdominals. So you've got this curvature into the lower back, 90 degrees. So it's just both heels going down and back. And again. Be really conscious of making sure that this lower back has no movement. So it doesn't lift up, doesn't push down. You maintain this perfect gap. 2 more. Last time. And down. Good work. Turn yourself back over into a plank. Toes and elbows. And lengthen the legs. Brace. Come on, you've got this. You've got it. Breathe, like nice little breaths behind the bracing. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nice. Last time. Hands go down, shoulder blades together. So let's add both of those movements back together now. So they go up, we extend one leg, controlled and precise. Retract, change. Double leg hinge at the hip and back, change over. Extend and back. Double leg. Go for it again. Double leg. Here we go. Double leg. Extend. Double leg. Last time. Come on, go for it. Go for it. Push. Push. Double leg. Ah. Whew. It's burning everything right into my lower abdominals. This area is really fighting to hold onto my pelvis. Turn yourself over. Last time for our plank, please. Toes. There we go. Bracing and holding. Bracing and holding. Pull the belly button in. Now, flex the quads. Quads are tight, glutes are tight, everything's tight, locked in, firm. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down. Oh, fantastic. Stay exactly where you are on your front. We're going to be extending hands out in front. We've done this. 2 fists, 2 thumbs up to the ceiling. Squeeze the shoulder blades together and elevate. And down. And again. Shoulder blades and up. Shoulder blades and up. Up. And there's 2 different steps. Hands first, then upper body. And again, hands first, upper body. Hands first, and upper body. Hold on. Ooh. Oh. And again, shoulder blades, elevate. And again. Last time. And down. Up onto all fours. We're going to do a set of cat-cows. So the objective here is when you get your back towards the sky, your belly should be at its smallest circumference. So we breathe out and push up. Make your stomach as small, the smallest circle you can. And conversely, on the way down, you breathe in, and I want you to make your belly as big. Try and get your belly button as close to the floor as you can. Breathe out. Breathe in. And out. And in. And out. And in. And out. Last time, go. Breathing in, okay. Down, back, slight change. So back onto your front, sorry. That little alarm messed with my head a little bit. Here we go. 2 fists, thumb to the ceiling, shoulder blades together, and elevate. Good. Really squeeze those shoulder blades before you bring it up. Hands up, and go. And go. Up, squeeze, elevate. Squeeze. We're going to do one more. And again. And down. Cat-cow. High as you can. Breathe out hard. Push out every last little bit of air inside your stomach. Breathe in. Stomach gets big. Breathe out. And breathe in. And out. Exhale. Inhale. Last time, exhale. Inhale. Good. T3 raise, hands out. If it gets hard, you can just go to a T raise, right to the outside. This is the harder version. 2 fists, thumbs to the ceiling, hands up, elevate. Two more, please. Lift and up. And down. Good. And last time, cat-cow. Take a deep breath in. Discover that range. See if you can arch up even higher. Flatten it out even lower. Last time. Exhale. Good. Okay. Elbows, knees, one big straight line. We're going to do starfish here. So rather than for your side oblique, just raising it up and holding it, we're going to start activating your glute medius as well. Ooh. Excuse me. So, nice straight line. This leg gets lifted up at the same time. And then control down. Bit of stability here, so you have to lift the chest, stack the shoulders, and get the shoulder blades together. That gets the head of this humerus into the correct place inside the shoulder. Control. Hold. Control. Oblique. Glute medius. Two more. Last time, please. And down. Sit yourself up, nice and steady. Swing them legs around. Other side. Good. Engage the core. And down. And down. And down. Two. Oh, I can feel this oblique doing a ton of work. One more. And down. Lie down on your back, please. Okay, hands go flat, chin into your chest. All we're going to do here is exhale and reach your fingers down to your feet. And back. And again. Two more. Last time. Good. Pick yourself up, swing it around. We've got, where are we at? 2 minutes left until we start into the next part, to nimbly bimbly. So, this is the starfish again. Lift up, hold, and control down. Nice and steady. Hip goes down. Hip goes up, leg goes up, and down. Again. Hold, hold, hold it. And down. Last time. Hold. Keep that nice and still. Brace it, brace it, brace it. Come on, come on, a little bit more. 4, 3, 2, 1. Control down. Sit yourself upright. Swing them around. Give yourself a little check. Keep your body nice and straight. 3, 2, 1. And down. Shoulders are stacked, chest is up. 2 more. Last time, please. Good. Last exercise on your back. Feet are flat. Exhale on the way up, reach towards your ankles. And control down. And again. Now it's really important that you exhale on the way up and pull the belly button in. So important that we're activating the abdominal wall. We don't let it distend. Two more. Last time. And down. Stretch. Reach. Release. Okay, that's 20 minutes of focused core work. Stretch, 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 reach, reach, reach. Okay, grab yourselves a little drink before we get started with our nimbly bimbly. So, grab yourselves a little drink. You too. Oh, mine's gone. Okay. With water. So, as we go through today's, we have extra people alive, Mary Lou, Linda, all the regular people. As I take you through your next, your nimbly bimbly, I'm going to choose a topic. I'm not always going to do this, only if I've got something interesting to talk about. So today we're going to talk about the science behind fat loss. So let's start though with doing some internal rotation to the hips. So you've got your heels in front of you, hands behind you, lean back a little bit, and I just want you to gradually let those knees fall one side and then the other. Ooh, there we go. Keep doing that. And you'll notice that they might not go down very easily, but as you practice rolling them from side to side, there we go. So we're going to talk about a few concepts when it comes to losing body fat, because there's lots of different ways to do it. But there's easier and there's harder ways of doing it. Two more. Last time. Good. Lie down on your back, please. Put your ankle on your hip. We're going to thread the needle. Reach in and get that nice big glute stretch. So, I might have mentioned this before, I probably have, especially if you're my client. You've heard me tell this story lots of times. It's not a story. Science, pure science. Human beings are designed to lose muscle fiber as they get older. I think I was talking about this when I was talking about food. And so it truly is the biggest part of aging, because as we lose muscle fiber or activated muscle fiber, we lose strength, and in turn our immune systems fall down, and it's easier to store body fat because muscles use energy. The more muscle you have, the more energy you require. It's very, very simple. Now, when we think about, so obviously it gets easier to store body fat because our bodies want to store it. If you have a propensity towards storing body fat, it simply means that your ancestors were very, very successful at surviving the winter. If you cannot store body fat, don't go north, because you need reserves of fat to be able to survive. When the zombie apocalypse occurs, anybody that can store fat is going to live. Or you skinny buggers are done for, because there ain't going to be enough food. And down, change over. So, the ability, the superpower to be able to store fat is a successful human being's trait. Except, we have access to high calorific foods year round, which we're not supposed to do. So, we don't have periods of austerity when it comes to food. We just have a gluttony and abandonment of all morals when it comes to food year round. We can just go at it. And that's why it's so difficult. Oh, keep pushing that knee down. Getting that stretch, that external rotation stretch. Beautiful. And down. Leg goes down, opposite knee goes up, hand goes across, and we're we're just going to rotate down. So variation from what we did on Tuesday, because we have the ankle on the knee, so it's just a slight change. Try and keep this. You should notice now as we're getting into week whatever, is that this knee's going down lower. Should be, as you relax into it. Trying to lengthen the lower leg, make it nice and straight. Try and get this knee down. So we have this fantastic ability to store body fat, and as we get older, it gets better. We can store more of it because we've got less muscle. If we didn't have supermarkets, it would be really good, but we do. And we don't have to use much energy to get food, just to get in a car and go and get it. Or order it and it arrives. So automation is not our friend. We use less and less energy on a day-to-day basis. Human beings are designed to walk 20 kilometers a day. That's what our legs and our back really want to do. Do we do that? No. We've got cars and bicycles and horses and whatever, and hovercrafts and things. So it just doesn't happen. Now let gravity just suck this knee down. So when it comes to losing body fat, you have a choice. The simplest thing is just to think about consuming fewer calories than you consuming fewer than you use. Calorific deficit. So if you just jogged every day, lots, you'll lose body fat no matter what you eat. It's just science. But is it sustainable? Is it going to make you feel good? Are you filling your body from a nutrient standpoint? Now the only problem is, as you do cardiovascular exercise, now sustained state. So let's say you want to be a marathon runner who lose massive amounts of body fat. They actually maintain an average body fat percentage of 20 to 24% body fat. And it can have a massive variance as well if you're an endurance athlete. And any endurance athlete will attest to the fact that if they're used to doing tons and tons of kilometers, whether it's on a bicycle, whether you are skiing, whether you are running, it doesn't matter. If you're doing a ton of cardiovascular exercise, the second you stop through injury or laziness or whatever, you put body fat on at such a powerful rate. Because in order to be able to run for a long time or cycle for a long time, your body wants to be as light as possible. So it wants to use as fewer muscles as possible. So endurance sports, they feel fantastic. They keep you lovely and fit. But as you do more, let's say if I want to train for a marathon and I run more and more, each time I run and I get fitter, so I become more efficient, my body requires fewer calories per day. Think about it. I want to be able to run a marathon as fast as I can, which means I want to use as little energy as possible. So I become, each time I train to go further and faster, I'm training my body to use fewer calories every time. That's why endurance athletes are so scared of stopping, because they've seen how fast they can put body fat on. Now, don't get me wrong, I love endurance. I trained to do 100 miles last year. So I was on my bike for up to 6 hours at a time. But I had to maintain resistance training. Now, the opposing way of losing body fat would be to strength train. It's exactly opposite. Now, if you ran for an hour, you're going to burn off more calories than you do if you weight train for an hour. Way more. But you don't burn off any more calories afterwards if you run. Let that sink down. Good. Release. Get it nice and straight. Grip hold of your knees. Give me some beautiful big circles. There we go. Keep going. So, when you resistance train, every time you do resistance training, strength training, you get stronger. You re-engage dormant muscle fiber, you add muscle fiber. You can add. It's called hyperplasia. Change direction. So each time you re-engage neurally more muscle fiber, or you add more muscle fiber, those muscle fibers need more energy. You're doing the exact opposite. Each time you resistance train, you're making yourself less efficient. You're requiring more energy. You don't use as much energy per workout. But in the 4 days following a workout, you use massive amounts of energy to repair those muscles, and then you need more energy. So it's the difference. Strength training turns you into a Ferrari of burning body fat as opposed to a Mini. And release. Oof. Sit yourself up, please. Turn yourself over. We're going to do a wonderful, fantastic cobras. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. You should find each session that you're going up higher, you're increasing your range of motion. Yeah. So, losing body fat through strength training takes longer. But, as you can imagine, if you require more energy on a day-to-day basis, you get better results with less time put in on a weekly basis. Because if you need more energy each time you work out, the more you work out with weights, the more energy you burn each workout. The more you work out with running, the less energy you need. So, but when you first start running, because you're pretty unfit, you lose lots of body fat straight off the bat because you are not very efficient. And then the results taper off as the more you do it. And that's why people lose interest. But it's motivating at the beginning because you start to lose body fat. Conversely, resistance training, you see nothing at the beginning. Probably because you're not very good at it. And you don't have many muscle fibers activated, so it's not motivating. You're not seeing instant results like you do with cardio. So it's harder for people to stick with it. But the more you do it, the more inefficient you become. The more body fat you start to burn off. And so eventually you get to a point where you only need to be working out resistance-wise 3 times a week to get the same results as 10, 12 hours of cardio. So it's efficiency of time that I love about it. Now, let's talk about an alternate route where one more up and down. Grip hold of those ankles. There are 2 types of cardio. Squeeze the shoulder blades together, push your hands into your feet. There's sustained state that we just talked about, which, you're holding it, which long term is not great, but there are still benefits to endurance. You store more glycogen within the muscle, which means you have more energy, and it makes you feel amazing. I love doing endurance work, more so as I've become older. And down. Well done. Oh, push yourself up, plonk yourself down on your bum. I want you to return back to this movement, please, where we go down, and you should notice an instant difference. There it is. I've got way more range of motion. Going down. Ooh, I feel a little pull right in the base of my spine. Something's a bit tight that's holding onto my pelvis. So steady state cardio, marathon running, endurance work has its place. Still useful. I still do it. I love it. And then there's interval work where you push hard and then stop. And into our hamstring stretch just here. Take a lovely couple of big deep breaths. Deep breath in. Ooh, yeah, there we go. Lovely. Stretch, stretch, stretch. Fantastic. Let's do some flossing. Pull those toes towards you and down. Towards you and down. Towards you. Oh, really push that heel away. Pull the toe towards you and down and again. And relax. Now, interval work, Tabata work, AMRAP work, or whatever you want to call it, uses less energy right then and there, but if you're hitting anaerobic threshold, which is where you're out of breath and then bringing it back down again, you create what's called EPOC, excess post-oxygen consumption. So for 3 days after an interval workout, you burn off more body fat. And you don't run that risk of becoming really, really efficient like you do in steady state. So that's the purpose behind interval work, where you push and then you relax, push and relax. Is the fact that it has a similar effect to weight training, is that you lose body fat for the days afterwards. EPOC, excess post-oxygen consumption. And that's the purpose. And it's just a different energy system that you're using. It uses a different amount of body fat as opposed to carbohydrates that you store up, that you burn off. Ease out and change. Take it into that first point of resistance. Good. Keep your chest up, belly button down towards, and then pull the toe towards you and push it away. Toe towards you and push it away. Towards you and push it away. Good. So the new variety of long-term burning of body fat is to incorporate everything. Makes sense, really. Your resistance training, that will enable you to be able to increase your calorific requirements on a daily basis, turning yourself into that Ferrari of burning body fat. Your interval-based work, so you get EPOC, so you're burning off body fat for 3 days afterwards, but you're training that high intense energy system. And then incorporated endurance work. It doesn't have to be running, doesn't have to be cycling. You can just walk fast for a long time. Does the job. Does a perfect job of it. And endurance work would be 30 minutes of steady state, where you can talk. That's what you're looking for. So it's about 60% of intensity. So it's not going crazy, it's not killing yourself. So a fast walk or a cross trainer or a bicycle or whatever, just go nice and steady. But then doing interval-based work, where you're working out for 15 to 20 minutes, where you take your interval up and down, up and down. A combination of all three of those disciplines has the greatest effect on burning off body fat. Nothing too much of any one thing. Moderation, eh? Balance. Love that word. Now, relax that flossing and take it down. Balance of exercise. That's why I designed this sequence of workouts where we do resistance 3 days a week, core and stretching twice a week. It's a balance of what we need to be doing. And then bring it back. Whew. Back down again. Feet together, nice and upright. Pull yourself forward. Now use those elbows if possible, just to apply some pressure down on those legs. There we go. Now bring yourself as upright as you can, nice and tall. Just let gravity do its job. Suck your legs down, down, down. There we go. I always find it's interesting when people commence resistance training and then they're like, nothing's happening. Got to keep at it. So it's more important to focus on how you move, the quality of your movements, how you're picking things up off the floor, strength surrounding your joints, rather than the results. Pull forward, forward, forward. And ease out. Well done. Legs down. Give them a couple of nice little taps, nice little bangs. Just through here. We're going to do the rotation now. Leg goes over. Now try and get this foot as close up as you can. Over you go. And then pull that leg over the body and then rotate the shoulders in the opposite direction. So it should be opposing limbs. Your right elbow should be over your left knee, all the other way around. And it's normal that as we continually do these stretches, that you feel them in different areas? Will they feel more intense or sometimes less intense? Because we're changing your mobility, get more stretchy and bendy. So as one tight area releases, it opens up a different area for you. So right now, yeah, this is different to how I felt it the other day. And back. Change over. Hand goes down. Across. We're going to do some hip flexor stretching. So you might, after I release this, grab yourself a drink and you might need a pillow underneath your knee. See how it feels. So the science behind fat loss. Essentially turn yourself into a Ferrari because it gets easier. But don't neglect your endurance. And the beauty is, the more muscle, if you've got lots of muscle and you still do some steady state endurance work, the calorific expenditure is just bonkers. The one boosts the other. Having a combination of the two is just absolutely the best way of getting body fat off. But remember, you cannot out-exercise a bad diet. And release. I noticed that after the lockdown, rotate. For me, mid-ribs, mid-back, lots of movement here. So, after the first lockdown, I realized that I was having a few too many wines and beers, a bit too much. So I thought, I need to have a rest. So I did. So I've just rolled the mat up. Now I've got the wall here for a little bit of balance. Now the idea here is that we move forward for a stretch right on the front of the hip. Lift the chest. Now for me that's a big, big hip flexor stretch. And then back. This time I'm going to swing my arm up as I go forward. Now as I release this, I'm going to bend forward and come out of it that way. So, swing up and forwards, bend out and back. Instantly, as I stopped drinking alcohol, my body fat dropped instantly. And then I found that I started to crave sugar. So I started to eat chocolate every night instead of drinking alcohol. So it made me realize it wasn't the alcohol I really wanted, it was just the sugar. Drinking with sugar. But I still found it a lot easier to keep my body fat off without consuming 600 calories a night in liquids. Over 200 calories in a can of beer. I wouldn't think anything of taking down like 3 cans of beer. 600 calories is nuts. A glass of wine can be 150 to 200 calories depending on the size of your glass. 700 calories in a bottle of wine. It's nuts. Alcohol is just laden and so concentrated with sugar, it's crazy. But now I've reduced my chocolate intake. Sugar is my thing. One more. Change. Foot goes in front. Again, I like having this little wall here just to keep on changing where my head is so I lose my balance. So forward first for that nice little stretch right at the front of the head. Both sides are going to feel different. Nobody's got similar sides. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And then back. This time as you go forward, the arm goes up. And then back. Up. So we're stretching the fascial line and back. And again. Up. Up. Now, if you're 25 years old, you can out-exercise a bad diet. I remember being able to do it. And then the utter shock and disbelief when I entered my 30s and I just couldn't do it any longer. Why can't I do this? And then the acceptance and realization in my 40s, I just can't eat shit food and exercise it out. Oh, it gets better. I love those. Like each one, I feel the front of my hip flexor, my TFL up here just start opening up a little bit more. We're going to go into a child's pose here. Knees nice and wide, toes together, and then down. Stretch, stretch, stretch. And release. Pull yourself up. Sit yourself down. You can go cross-legged. You can go here, wherever you feel most comfortable. You can park something underneath your bum to get yourself nice and upright. Whew. So, in this position, elbow, going to go down, 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 flat on the floor, and then the arm just goes over the head. So we're going to start doing some circles with this arm. There's a ton of tissue down the side of the ribs and underneath the armpit. So we're just going to do some nice big circles. Take your time. Just search and hunt for those nasty little spots. And again, I get a beautiful stretch on the top of this hip and my QL, quadratus lumborum. Good. Back up again. And down. Elbow down. Whoa. And try and push this bum down into the floor. And then take the elbow down to stretch out the side just here. Big, beautiful circles around. Take your time. Nice and smooth, nice and slow. I suppose the advantage as well of taking the three-pronged approach that I like, that kind of speaks to the addict inside my brain, is that if I require more energy every day, and then I do my cardio, and I use massive amounts of energy, I can eat more food. Oh, two more. So I can get away with being a spot gluttonous. Maybe I don't have to address my little triggers, and maybe I can eat some chocolate. Maybe I can enjoy life a little bit more. A little bit of movement, a little bit of rotation. And there it is. Half an hour stretch with dunsies. So maybe I don't have to be perfect. Maybe I can have some New York cheesecake. Okay, we're about ready to unmute. Ask all to unmute. Bingo. There we go.
The hips
How
are
you
moving.
feeling?
The hips are singing.
Fantastic. So you should be starting to feel some wonderful improvements in your mobility and the movements and how you're stretching. How you feeling, everybody?
Great.
Yeah, really good. I really appreciated the discussion on fat burning because that is an issue for me right now. So I know that this is the class that I will be saving so that I can hear that talk again.
I've actually I'm going to be doing a series of kind of marketing type materials, and this is one of the discussions I'm going to be doing in a more formalized format with a whiteboard, so I can give some examples to. So you'll be able to. It will come around again, and I'll probably present it in a slightly different way. But it makes sense, doesn't it?
It really does.
Yes.
Turn
It
yourself.
worked.
It was
turn
very-
yourself into a fat burning machine rather than a fat storing machine.
Yeah, it gives the science, and then as a listener, I'm thinking, okay, how can I incorporate these various elements into my daily routine, my weekly routine? What do I enjoy doing? What fits in these 3 pots? So it was very thought-provoking.
Wonderful. That was the intention, definitely.
Yep. This is going to be my my Saturday core after tomorrow's cardio and so on, strength. And so I'm going to redo this one on Saturday and listen to it again.
You'll get to hear me go again. 2 seconds. Okay, everybody, thank you very much for coming to my class, and you'll see me all for strength training tomorrow.
Take care.
Thank you.
Thanks a lot, everybody. Cheers.
Bye.